Hello beautiful people, my name is Venti and today I'm going to be bringing you the Do I Have That Other Book tag/challenge. This tag was originally created by the channels Keeping Tabs and Current Chapter, both of whom I will have in the description box below along with the challenge questions. As I put up last week's video considerably late and I've been sort of spotty on my booktube presence for a little while before that, I thought the best way to sort of get back into the swing of things now that my personal life and my emotional life have evened out a little bit more was to do a quick and easy, relatively low-key video to get myself back into things. And as I saw that this tag was going around a little bit, I figured it would be a fun, quick, easy thing to do, so it's what I'm going to be bringing you today. I have not really taken a look at these tag questions, so this is going to be a sort of blind exercise for me as well as you, so please bear with me if I'm a little bit slow. But the predecessor to this video was kind of a booktube staple, so I don't feel the need to explain it, and I think it's best if I just sort of get right into it. So without further ado, I'm going to start that timer here, take a look at these questions, and get to searching on my shelf. Wish me luck. Starting now. So I made a complete mess of my bookshelves, but I did it, and I did it in 10 minutes. I'm counting those 40 seconds as nothing because for those 40 seconds, I was unlocking my laptop because it and the prompts went away while I was searching for a particularly difficult to find book, but I got them. I'm not unhappy with the 10-minute time, but now it's time to show you the books I chose and tell you the prompts that each of them fit. I've got a very precarious stack right next to me, and I'm eager to get my bookshelves looking back to normal. So I'm gonna get through this as quickly as I possibly can. So question number one is, do you have a book with a fox on the cover? I do. The Language of Thorns by Laini Taylor has a little stylized fox right in here, and one of the short stories is called The Too Clever Fox, wherein a fox is kind of the main character. Question number two is, do you have a book that was published the year you were born or within a 3-year radius? The Royal Assassin fits that prompt for me by Robin Hobb. It was published in 1996. Question number three is, do you have a book wherein music is magic or music acts as a weapon? And the answer chosen for that is Get in Trouble by Kelly Link. This is a series of short stories, and in at least one of them, music is kind of mystical and magical and a little bit weaponizable. Question number four is, do you have a series with mismatched covers? And I do. The entirety of Catherine Arden's Winter Night trilogy is in different covers for me. I have the original in the US cover, and then Girl in Tower and Winter of the Witch are both the UK covers and of different sizes, as you can plainly see here. Question number five is, do you have a book with a shapeshifter in it? A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Tamlin is in it. Question number six is, do you have a book that's signed by the author? I have many, but the first I grabbed was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Number seven is, do you have a book with a mostly read cover? I chose Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor because if anything counts as mostly read, I think this book does. Question number eight is the one that I had great difficulty with. The prompt for this question is, do you have a book between 287 and 306 pages, and that's just a cruel number combination. It seems that almost everything is going to be either below that or above it. But The Thief by Megan Whalen Turner clocks in at 299. So I found it after much suffering. Question number 9 is, do you have a book with a main character who wears glasses? And I am 100% cheating on this one, but in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, at least in the cartoon version, she briefly puts on glasses. I don't think that with the books I have on my shelves here, I can find a character who reliably wears glasses full time, which is bonkers, but also not really, because characters in fantasy and sci-fi are less likely to wear glasses, at least in the books I've read. And I don't read too many contemporaries, so question number 10 was another cruel one because it's another one that involved counting. And it is, do you have a book with a title that has the same number of letters as your first name? My name has 5 letters. I have a book that has a title that's 6 letters long, and I have one that's 4 letters long, but nothing in the middle. Question number 11 is, do you have a book with cybercrime or technology as one of the plot points? And it was easy. I just had to look in my vaguely sci-fi section, and Once and Future was the perfect book. Question number 12 is, do you have a book that was originally written in another language or translated to English? In my shelves back home, absolutely, but on this shelf I only have the one, and it's Itazura na Kiss by Kaoru Tada. Followed up by question number 13, do you have a book written by an Asian author? I do, Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. I could also have used Itazura na Kiss, but I tried to choose a different book for each of these prompts. Prompt number 14 is, do you have a book with a moon on the cover? I showed you this one already, but Crescent City has the crescent moon directly on its pretty little face. Question 15 is, do you have an illustrated children's book? I know I said I tried to find a different book for each of these prompts, but I have to go back to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland for this one. My edition has illustrations in it. Question number 16 is, do you have a collection of fairy tales or myths? I do. I have a book of fairy tales. It's Angela Carter's book of fairy tales. Question number 17 is, do you have a sci-fi or a fantasy book that includes an alliance between races? And I didn't want to pull it off because I knew it would topple the stack if I put it there. But the one I chose for that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, People and Dragons. And I'm going to put it back so that it continues not to topple my precarious stack. Question number 18 is, do you have a book with a narrow cover? And that is a paperback right here where the front cover is cut a little shorter than the rest of it. Clearly I do. This is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Question number 19 is, do you have a book that includes the first chapter of the sequel at the end of it? I do. Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson, which I guess is another one. It's another short cover one. And question number 20, unfortunately to end on a low note, is, do you have a book with a broken spine? And the answer to that is no. I don't abide by those. Can't have it, don't have it, won't have it. Though it appears that there is a bonus question is, do you have a book that covers 3 or more of these prompts? And Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson does that. It's got the chapter at the end of the sequel, it's a short cover, and it's mostly red on the cover. So I got the bonus question since there was never any chance in hell of me getting the broken spine one. So here are most of the books that I chose in answer to the prompts of this tag. Numbering it up, it appears that I got 18 out of 20, or potentially 21 points for this challenge. I'm not going to count Alice in Wonderland as the glasses-wearing protagonist, nor did I find a book that has a title that is 5 letters long. But overall, I'm very pleased with how this tag and challenge went. If you enjoyed watching me fumble and freak out while looking for my books, I officially tag you to do this. But for now, that is it. That is my Do I Have That Other Book challenge. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave it a thumbs up. And if you like me, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I post new videos every weekend, and I would love for you to become part of my little booktube family. I really love watching tags like this, so if you've done this, please comment down below so I can go to your channel and check your video out. And if you haven't done this video and you would like to, consider yourself tagged. As I said, feel free to do this. I think it's a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy making yours as much as I enjoyed making mine. I have a D&D game to go to in about 5 minutes, so that is the timeline I have for putting these back on there. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you with the next one very, very soon. Goodbye.